right. Piers Corbin. I don't know if you know his name, but you might know Corbyn's name because Corbyn is a radical House of Rep, guy in the Parliament now, etc. But his brother, who's made fortune now on weather prediction, the sunspots, etc. He was a heavy lefty mafio crook, power mad guy. And he decides all of a sudden, we're knowing everybody, and he decides that he's calling a meeting, and he's calling it, making an organization called the All London something Squatting Union. And we say to each other, what is this about? Where's this guy coming from? You know him at all? Etc. It turned out he was based somewhere near Notting Hill Gate, and he had a squat, and he was the leader with his friends. But I mean leader, right? And he calls us, so we go to this meeting. And here he is with his guys, and they're fucking heavy, and then you put them into question somewhat, and a guy comes over on the side and says, we're gonna blow your fucking kneecaps off. Yeah. These guys were heavy fucking, claiming Marxists, but they were so fucking heavy, they was as fascist as anybody could conceive. And we saw this was way out. This guy is way out. Just abandoned him. Let him make his great fantasy, whatever he wants to make. But there are people that are willing to play alongside. He was the leader of this Elgin Avenue, I think. I think it was something like that. This big squad of 100 people. But leader, I mean. We laughed at leaders. We said, take us to your leader. Ha 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 ha. Right? And here was a fucking leader. He was a boss. He was boss. Boss, Piers Corbyn. Boss. And he was heavy. And so what occurred was that at one point, there's the pressure, the police, they're beginning to say, we're going to make a law that's going to make it illegal and criminally illegal to be squatting and things of this sort. It's beginning to make pressure on us now. You got to know, by this time, right, okay, got to tell you this. So in the beginning of the squatting movement, you only know 30 people, 40 people squatting, and 70 people squatting, etc. But still, it's small, and you're still struggling in a certain way, but it's glory days, and you're doing all sorts of things. And you have children. You got to know, the squatting movement was founded on children. Mothers and children. That's the key. It was mothers and children that created the foyer, the living heart. Every house had to have a child, almost. It was the living heart. We had 5 children. They were all our children. And we were the fathers and the parents, and we would fight for them. And so that was key. That's absolutely key. You have to have a living, pulsating heart. If you don't have that, you're finished. And that's very important. So what occurred was that, so once you got the children in, then there was the laws. There's children inside of a house. There's got to be order, this and that, right? And there's got to be by law. So we sign it, Jack Flop-Pop. We sign the electricity bill, Jack Fluff-Fluff. And when they come for the electric bill, we tell them, Jack Fluff-Fluff no longer here. It's now Mac Whack-Whack. I'm standing at a bus stop way up at the north end of Hornsey Lane and Hornsey Road rather, and I'm waiting for a bus, and it's Sunday or Saturday or Sunday or something like that, and I see this guy waiting with me. I get in conversation with him, And he's going to work. I said, wow, you're going to work. But, you know, we have a 3-day work week. He says, not in my field. My sector is working 7 days a week. I said, what sector is that? He says, alcohol. So then I realized the alcohol sector, sure, government makes its fortune from tax on alcohol, tobacco, you could bet. Alcohol, tobacco, and petrol, 7 days a week, you could bet they were going. Bullshit, their fucking thing. They got enough money for wars. They got enough money. They ain't got never enough money to help, you know, common person, what have you, or other, etc. It's bullshit. It's total bullshit. I give talks on the banking system, and sometime I'll go into that. That's important to know. What?
Printed his own money with his own face on it, and his own money became more valuable than the American dollar within 2 years. People were paying $100 for one of his dollars, and they came down on him and they started a war against Emperor Norton in Mexico. That's where the North Mexican Wars came from, was Emperor Norton.